Sandy Maness coming to you live from Natural Restorative Health and Wellness Solutions. I have Lauren Napoli. It will be joining me soon. There she is. I'm going to bring her on camera. We are doing a live Lauren today, and she's going to speak. Hey, Lauren, how are you doing? Hey, Mike. She is going to of you people that are interested. Can you see me? Am I the right way,
Hey,
Lauren?
you're the right way. Am I the right way?
Woohoo! Yes, you are the
All
right
right,
way. Your head's a little.
we did it.
You look
Better?
great.
Thank
The
you.
weather looks way better there than the last time we did a live.
Yes, yes, it's 80 degrees and sunny today, so it's beautiful.
That's
Beautiful.
awesome. It's gorgeous here too. I just got back from a bike ride. I bought my bike and I've been going like 10 miles and it is beautiful. So I had to hurry up
Awesome.
and get ready for this. Anyway, so what we're here today is to talk about one of the things we have in common. So, and it's Financial Peace University by Dave Ramsey, Rachel Cruz, Chris Hogan. So I just wanted to know, first of all, how did you hear about Financial Peace University?
So we heard about it through our church, and it's actually been a few years that I've been interested in taking the course, but it wasn't until our small group that meets on Sunday nights decided to do it together as a group. So
Oh,
I was
neat.
super excited. Yeah. So, it was how many couples in our group? I don't know, maybe close to 10 couples that all took it together with a whole larger group, because anyone in the community can take it. It doesn't have to be just the people at our church. So there was like maybe 50 of us in the class. It was really neat to go through that
We
with
had a
other
lot of
couples.
accountability for you guys to cheer
Yes.
you on.
Yep.
That's great. So you and your husband Brad took it together, correct?
That's right.
Awesome.
And it's funny because, my husband's in finance, and I didn't think he'd be open to doing this because every single day he works with people on how to invest their money for retirement. So I felt like it could kind of be like, he's beyond that. But he was very open to it and receptive, and also got a lot out of it.
That's great. So you thought he may just kind of know all that stuff that might be in the class, I guess is kind of what you were
Exactly.
thinking. So,
But no, he learned a few things. Absolutely.
yeah, that's the beauty in financial peace. It doesn't matter really what position in life you are, if you are broke, living paycheck to paycheck, or if you are, have been very, very blessed, I believe everyone can get something out of it. Um,
Absolutely.
so what was, like, would you encourage that if somebody was considering, like, if they're married and they're considering joining my financial peace class? We're going to have the actual preview is coming up on Monday, this Monday, May 20th, and everyone is welcome. It's free to come to our preview at St. Edward's here in Texarkana. It's going to be at 6:30 in the parish hall. If you guys have any questions for me or just want to reach out to me, I will be able to answer them all at that preview. You can also put a message here and I'll be sure to reach out to you. But so would you recommend, go ahead, no matter what the situation, go ahead and try to make it a date night for you and your spouse? Do you feel like that's more beneficial or?
Absolutely. So I will be completely honest in saying that the two of us have never been on the same page when it comes to money and to budgets until now. And it's been 15 years we've been married. So this was such a great thing for us to do as a couple. It just, strengthened our marriage, strengthened, working as a team together. It really just lined a lot of things up. And it doesn't matter what your, status is, whether you're living paycheck to paycheck or whether you have, a huge savings in the bank. Anyone can benefit from this. Whether you're single or married, I mentioned we did it with a bunch of couples, but there were some single people in there as well. People just, anywhere from kids in college to couples in their 80s.
Yeah.
All walks of life in this class, and every single one of us definitely got something out of it.
That was one of the biggest points, pretty much if you're still breathing, you're not too old,
Right.
never too old. What is that one thing they say? Like Michelangelo, how old was he when he painted the Sistine Chapel, or was that Michelangelo? I'm not real good with in the thing. He was like, whoever it was like 76, I believe, when they started. You guys in
Wow.
here watching that have taken FPU or that just know that may know more. And wasn't Colonel Sanders, how old was he when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken? I think that was in there too. I
I
think he was, huh? I think it
I'm
was
not
that he was
sure, but
like
older,
60.
yes.
Yeah, he was like 65, I think is what it said, or much older. And the reason he was doing that was because he needed a retirement. And so many of us right now, like, I mean, I'm 40, I have zero in retirement. And I read Chris Hogan's book, Retire Inspired, about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. And the story about the dog food. All I know, if you see me working my butt off, know that Sandy Maness does not like dog food. And she will do whatever it takes, but the only way you're going to get retirement is to have a plan. And I think that's how financial peace, helps so much. Because listen to this statistic. This was published on CNBC, and it says here's how much Americans have saved for retirement. And this is an article written by Emmy Martin, and it was published May 16th of 2018. So this is about a year ago. But it says, as a group, Americans have shockingly little saved for retirement. Northwestern Mutual's 2018 Planning and Progressive Study, which surveyed 2,003 adults, found that 21% of Americans have nothing saved at all for retirement for their golden years. And a third of Americans have less than $5,000. To put that into perspective, it means that 31% of U.S. adults could last only a few months on their saving if they had to save to retire tomorrow. So $5,000, I don't even think like that will get me through a month. I don't know
Mm-mm.
about you, but that's what a 31% of U.S. adults have. And it says that's probably why an increasing number of Americans say they'll rely on Social Security payouts, according to the Gallup. But many also fear it won't even be there. And I'm not real sure it will either. So it's not, and for sure, it's not going to be enough because the cost of living keeps going higher. And it says
Sure.
this says the average amount that Americans have socked away for the future is slightly higher, but it's still just 84,821, which is far less than the 1 million typically recommended by experts to supplement Social Security, pensions, and any other sources of funding you may have. So this is a pretty scary situation. So people that say they don't need financial peace, that this may be your wake-up call. So if you've been on the fence, I mean, this is no wonder, Amari, at the other thing that binds us together. No wonder at Amari we know financial stress is the number one cause of stress, of finances. Because, like, I mean, this is like, what kind of food are you going to be eating, Lauren?
I'm not willing to sacrifice the quality of the food for my kids. I don't know about you, but
No.
that's always going to be in my budget, as clean and natural as possible. So, like I mentioned earlier, my husband's in finance. He's helping people every single day plan for retirement. And one thing that is so popular in the Financial Peace Facebook group of all the people going through or that have gone through in the
I love
past
that
is
group.
this thing called a side hustle, right? And everybody's looking for a side hustle because they want to pay down their debt as soon as possible so they can get to that financial freedom. And a lot of people that go through this course end up finding something they can do in their spare time, which is exactly what we do as well. And that's what joined us in Amari. And for me, we're also, I mean, I'll be 40 this year. My husband's in his 40s, and he probably has 2 decades left of work in him. And why
You
not
look
start
amazing, by
something?
the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm in my happy place. So, this side hustle is what could afford us to have a backyard like this, and what can afford us to retire my husband early, and what can afford us to, buy organic food because, and it allows me to be home to raise my kids. And it's something that we're building for our future, because it is so hard for Americans to save, but it's really not that hard to add a little extra income to
Exactly.
your family. And there's so many ways to do it. You and I happen to have found the best way, which is through Amari. And it's just something that is priceless,
Yeah.
absolutely
And
priceless.
this is a passion of mine. I was already going in this
Hmm.
direction, and God knows what He's doing. We just, met up
Absolutely.
on my passion, my mission, and then we have, financial peace in common as well. And, I'll be leading this class as my fifth summer to take it. And people that like say I've already taken it, well, me too, and I learn something every year. So this year also they have updated, things are changing quickly, which is why careers are changing. The way we would get a side hustle is changing. The old things, the old ways you used to make money might not even be there in 10 years, so this is
Yep.
all things you really, really need to consider with retirement. And that's a beauty. And with Amari, I mean, the fact that if we sow these seeds and help these people, that it's residual, I mean, it's almost, I don't know, I guess there's other residual incomes, but to be able to do this and something that God planted in my heart and like get to make people and myself feel better, it's amazing. So, but I don't want to harsh on that too much. We're more here for financial peace. So, why don't you go ahead and a couple different questions real fast. Go ahead and I'd like to hear your biggest takeaway. What was your biggest takeaway first from financial peace? And if you'll please just tell everybody in the audience here listening and that's thinking about joining this class what you loved most about financial peace and the experience, and why they should sign up now for this summer class and not wait anymore.
Oh gosh, that's a lot to remember.
That's three questions.
I'll
Sorry,
do
if
my
you need
best.
me to repeat them, I will. But just why would you do this now? What did you love, and what was your biggest takeaway?
Okay, so it's never too late. If I could go back to when I began, um, let's say back to college, if I could have taken this in college, boy, would I be in a different place right now. I would highly, highly recommend this for people just starting out in the working world. But again, it's never too late. I mean, we're very established in our careers, and it's helped us too at the same time. But I think I would have done things a lot differently had I taken this course, 20 years ago. So my biggest takeaway is probably the debt snowball, because what this course does, it teaches you how to pay off debt quickly, but it does it in a way that you're getting a win after win after win. It's like easy win to like really big win, but you feel like you're accomplishing something every step of the way, because one by one your debt gets eliminated. So that's pretty cool. The thing I liked the most about it was just having that time with my husband. That, I mean, right now with 3 kids and everybody involved in sports and activities, we're kind of like passing ships, and a lot of our conversations revolve around who needs to be where at what time and how we're going to get them there. But this had us go down deep and really talk about our life goals, and really, reevaluate where we are right now in our lives, and our big goals for the future, not just the everyday, what needs to get done, but like, what do we really want to do with our lives? And it helped just reconnect us in a way that we're moving forward together again. So that was my favorite part about it. And then what was the last question?
Why would you sign up now and not wait?
Oh, because now's the time. I mean, if you put it off until, next year, whatever, you're probably going to keep putting it off. There's always a reason or an excuse why you shouldn't do it right now, but you're always going to have a reason or excuse why right now is not the right time. So, I mean, you can't get a better instructor than Sandy. I mean, she is like
Thank
living,
you.
walking proof that this works. And, you know, even though you mentioned about the retirement fund, that's okay because you're debt free once your business.
Yeah, well, I was debt free for 9 years.
Yes.
Now, listen, this is why you need to not just take it once. I was debt free with my late husband, who it bonded us like crazy. We actually just read the Total Money Makeover, listened to Dave, and made a couple of very important decisions that Dave recommends. Dave talks about insurance in this class, making sure you're properly insured, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what he saved my tail on. Actually, I don't know if I told you, I got in a wreck this morning, but thank goodness it wasn't bad. But I didn't have to worry. Thank goodness to my Amari. There was not even, I don't even think my blood pressure went up, but everything's
That's
fine. And
amazing.
the
Oh,
lady
I'm so
that
glad
hit,
you're okay.
yeah, the lady that hit us is fine. But anyway, yes. So things happen in your life. So if you took this course 20 years ago or 5 years ago, everything has changed and you're probably in a different baby step. And things are being updated. Like I said, this class that I'm about to teach, I think 3 or 4 of the videos have been updated, maybe more than that. I will be getting on that very soon, so I know what I'll be preparing before each class. So you want to stay on track because this is 20% head knowledge and 80% behavior. So I need, to go as often as I can to class,
Yeah.
because I walk through Hobby Lobby, I get distracted everywhere. When it happens to me at Sam's too, and at the car lots, and I just don't go to car lots. So, but anything else you want to add before I close it up here?
I think we're good. I just would highly recommend this course to whoever, no matter how old you are, no matter how well prepared you are for retirement or how far in debt you are. You have a very loving, supportive community full of people who are in the same place as you are that just want to help you. So,
Yeah. And you just need the education. And like what I love what Dave says. I mean, can you imagine if we got the people of God out of debt, giving
mm-hmm.
like that on a massive scale? You can't give from an empty bucket. That is why it's so important to be a good steward of what God provides to you every day, and do your best. So he wants you to have nice things, but God and Jesus, they're givers, they're servers, and you can't serve if you don't learn to manage what he's already put you in charge of. So, my class,
100%.
exactly. My class will begin on June 3rd. Our classes will be held at 6:30 p.m. on Monday nights. We will have to skip 2 Mondays because of other church events, and that's listed in our on the website. So I will post the website above this video or below, wherever, in the title. So if you guys want to go ahead and go in and look at the dates we're going to have to skip and make sure it will work for your schedule, and go ahead and sign up, you're welcome to do that. Or if you just want to join me, it's free this coming Monday, May 20th at 6:30 p.m. In St. Edwards in Texarkana. On Texarkana, Arkansas. And if you have any questions on address, get a hold of me, and I will be sure to get that to you. But it's a free class preview, and no excuses. We will have free child care for all you couples that say, "Oh, I got my kiddos." So come. Have date night. Come if you're single. If your partner's too busy, that's okay. You can come anyway. Just show up and just stay on track. If you've done FP, you've gotten off track like I did, get on track. You don't want to be eating dog food. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on today, Lauren. I really appreciate it, and I always enjoy your company.
My pleasure. Thanks for putting this out there. You're doing a great job.
Okay, thank you. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Bye.